Hi, Cliff from Beck Systems. Today I'd like to demonstrate how Simple IoT can be used to control devices on a schedule. In this example, we'll create an alarm clock by controlling a light bulb with a Simple IoT schedule. Schedules are used in building automation. HVAC setback is a good example. Scheduled lighting is another. To get started, we'll download Simple IoT. Go to simpleiot.org. Click on the Git repository icon, and then go to Releases. Download the release for the machine you want to run it on. I'm going to copy the link and then use wget to fetch it. And cd into the directory and run it. Now Simple IoT is currently running with the user interface on port 8118. So we can open a web browser, log in with the default login, and now we have a clean Simple IoT instance. So today we're going to control a Shelly WiFi light bulb. So this light bulb is a Wi-Fi device, so you can put it on your Wi-Fi network, no gateways needed, very simple to easy to use. Shelly devices also have an excellent open API, well documented, so it's again easy to use. So we've been adding support in Simple IoT for these devices. And to use Shelly devices in Simple IoT, you add a Shelly node. And then Simple IoT sends out an MDNS request, and then all the Shelly devices on the network respond. So we can easily and automatically enumerate all the Shelly devices. So the device we're controlling today is this office demo bulb. So by default we do not control devices. You can enable control. And notice the bulb turns off to reflect the state of the switch. We can turn it back on and back off. Another thing we do for convenience is we display the IP address, and you can click on that IP address to open up the web UI that's actually running on the bulb itself. So this is the web UI on the bulb, and you can use it to look at settings, update firmware, and basically have access to all the features of this device. So to control this bulb, we're going to add a rule. Call this a rule, our alarm clock. Rules need conditions and actions, so we'll add a condition and then a set and inactive actions. So the reason Simple IoT has active and inactive actions are you may want to have one rule turn a device on and another rule turn the device off. And this is useful. It gives you much more control and ability to express much more complex logic than if a single rule always turns the device on and off. So the condition is going to be a schedule. And it's 11:04 a.m. So let's start this at 11. Turn it off at 12. So once we enable this schedule, we'll notice that the schedule is active because it's highlighted in blue, and the rule is active. However, when it went to run the action, it ran into an error. So it shows that as highlighting the rule in red. So let's finish specifying these actions. So we need the node ID of the bulb. So let's navigate to that bulb. We'll hit copy. This puts the node ID in our Simple IoT clipboard. And we can also just hit paste now here. Okay, so now that rule runs, we have the bulb turned on. And let's specify the inactive action. Okay, this error condition won't clear until that action runs, so let's just artificially trigger that. So a schedule basically constrains a condition to a particular time. So this condition will only be active between 11 and 12. We can also constrain it to weekdays. If we uncheck Monday, because today is Monday, we'll notice the rule goes inactive. We can also add dates, and if we add a date, notice the weekdays disappear because they are mutually exclusive. It doesn't really make sense to constrain a rule to both a weekday and a date. So let's put in the current date, and notice the rule continues to stay active. We can put in as many dates as we want. Notice if we change this list to not include the current date, the rule goes inactive. The last point to consider is, what if your time span covers 2 days? So let's say we want to turn this on at 11 p.m. and then off at 12 p.m. So this rule now starts in the evening, runs through the night, and then turns off the next day. If we constrain this to Monday, the rule now goes off. And the reason for this is the start time, the dates, whether it's weekdays or dates, are tied to the start time. So what happened is this rule is now going to start at 11 p.m. Monday night, that's this evening, and turn off 12 p.m. on Tuesday. If we add Sunday, notice the rule goes on. So what's happening now is the rule started last night at 11 p.m. and it's going to run through 12 o'clock today. So since it's 11 a.m. right now, that falls into that condition. So that's Simple IoT schedules. We tried to make them as simple and easy to use as possible, but yet very powerful. So hopefully you'll find them useful in your automation. Thanks.